Hola a todos, ¿qué tal? Somos de la empresa Griesser y mi nombre es Antonio Domi. Soy el
Hello,
director general de la compañía para España.
we're from the company Griesser, and my name is Antonio Dominguez, and I'm the general manager for the company for Spain and Portugal. We're going to look at a practical example of the construction of
Esperemos que
a
este
residential home. We're going to focus on passive house in warm climates, and we hope you'll find the presentation interesting for the Spanish Passive House Conference, which will be held on the 21st, 22nd, 28th, and 29th of October. So let's begin. As you can see, well, this is the project, and we've chosen it in particular not just because it's certified, it's a passive house certified home, but also because it has large window openings, which is one of the things that we would like to highlight in Griesa, particularly with a view to heating and solar protection. This map shows the location of the home. It's located in Mijas in Malaga. And very quickly we'll have a look at the weather table and historical weather data in Mijas. As you can see, the temperature ranges from January to December with mean, minimum and maximum temperatures as well as rainfall. And although the data are from 1982 to 2012, we've prepared a snapshot to give you an idea of the complexity in terms of maximum and minimum temperatures and the temperature differences that may have to deal with. On this slide, we would like to show the thermographic range in different times of the day. 8 o'clock in the morning on 20 April. On the 20th of April, that's correct. And the minimum and maximum temperature, there you can see the temperature range, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There's another difference there. Sorry, the gentleman's correcting himself. It's 8 o'clock. And this would be the afternoon. The gentleman saying that the order of the slides has changed, but I think we can see this much clearer on this slide here. So this summarizes the time range. There's an important difference between early in the morning with minimum temperatures, mid-morning with high temperatures of between 12 and 22 degrees, and then on those dates at 8 o'clock when the temperatures drop, that's in the evening. We also have to take into account sun exposure. In this practical example, the Wave House, the project architect, well, as you can see, in a passive house home, orientation is very difficult and the architect really wants to focus on this. There's often a concern. Orientation is not often the way we would like it to be. The client may be facing seaward on the south, and then to the west, that would be where the sun goes down. So that gives rise to some conflict due to solar overheating. And, with solar exposure, we have to try to ensure that this doesn't become a problem with regard to comfort in the client's home. As mentioned in the previous slide, what is the best solar orientation of a passive house home? Well, in warm climates, it's obvious that we have to refer to the capture of solar energy and also what's actually feasible with a view to achieving cooling. We always have to consider what's necessary, but in terms of the question as to what's the best orientation with respect to the sun in these type of projects, well, in the Wave House project I described before, sea views were one of the client's demands, one of their requirements. And here we've shown you a very short example of the way we approached envelope. There are more complex and technical construction details, but we don't have time to go into such detail. For this project, we chose Metalunix 5 metal blinds, which, as you can see, are housed within the exterior of these high-performance walls. Again, these are large windows. Our products are always portable and independent of any carpentry. Therefore, we did help using this approach to achieve airtightness and to overcome the problem of thermal bridges. And this will also ensure, as we can see in the slide, that we can also support insulation in this part of the building. Well, this is a macro detail of the casement. Well, it's not actually a casement, it's almost like a product. And we need a space of 120. That's amazing. So in a space of, let's say, 120 millimeters in width, we can introduce the product, the 5 sinus metallic blind. And there you can see how we can also provide reflection and light transmission as well as absorption. Let's focus on the products and its advantages that we used here in the Wave House. Well, the slats take advantage of daylight. They are curved, and in this way we can achieve 50% more light. So what do we achieve with this? Well, the client enjoys solar comfort as well as light comfort. There's no reflection. So at the end of the day, this is a dynamic product which offers these solutions. It also incorporates the self-closing mechanism, which is a very smooth movement. So at any time, at any height, the product can be oriented in one way or another. The slats can be changed in terms of their position. As you can see, there's a rubber edge or joint so that when we close, apart from providing soft closing, it also is completely tight and sealed. This doesn't affect the passive house concept, but it does affect the client's daily comfort, and that's obstacle detection. With this product, when an automatic mechanism is activated or simply because somebody's lowering the blind, the product can detect an obstacle, whether it's a toy, a pot, or a chair, or something like this. Well, the system will continue. What it would do when it reaches the obstacle, it would get to the end of its run. It's not broken or deteriorated anyway, so this wouldn't give rise to any major technical problems or breaks that could give rise to any costs. There's also an anti-lifting protection system. This is an anti-theft mechanism which is activated in any position, whether the slats are open or closed. So if anyone tries to lift the blinds from the outside, it would automatically block. As regards the functionality of the Metalunic 5 sinus product, we're going to look at a short video which gives you an idea of how the system is activated. We can see how Metalunic closes. The Metalunic blind is now closed. We can also change the orientation of the slats in any position if you want more light, if there's too much reflection, etc. And there you can see how the blind is rolled up. So it becomes very compact and fits into the envelope very, very tightly. Another important feature is that in any position, if you remember, if we had to, for example, unblock the blind, we can also control, for example, the height, etc. Let's continue. And to conclude the presentation, I would like to emphasize the following. With the 5 passive house principles, although we've also included solar control, the Spanish Technical Building Code as of 30th December 2019 incorporates a provision focusing specifically on solar orientation. Again, this is nothing new. I'm sure you're all aware of this because it was introduced a year ago. It refers to, for example, the use of natural light, limiting, for example, excess solar gain in the summer, which is a problem, again, that we have in Southern Europe. And here it refers more specifically to global thermal transmittance, solar control, etc., etc. So without going into further detail, I would like to thank the Passive House building platform for giving us the opportunity to participate in this conference. Thank you very much for your attention. We hope you found the presentation interesting, and we would be delighted to help you and provide you with any support that you need in your projects. And here's my contact details if you require any further information. Please follow us on social media, Instagram or LinkedIn, and if you need any information, then please sign up for our newsletter. On behalf of Griesser and the team in Spain and Portugal, thank you very much and good afternoon.